So today we have to cover two topics because some of the classes were skipped because of these holidays, you know. But today we have interesting topics, also maybe useful for you. We are going to speak about JSON and XMLs. So what are these? And I will show you some practical examples. Then you will have also the task. And then we will speak about one interesting algorithm which is called the Diffie-Hellman key exchange method. Maybe you have heard about that before? No? Well, I will speak very primitively about this because, because this one is interesting to understand if you are going somewhere to work with encryption methods and, for example, in some kind of governmental institutions, etc. So it's needed to know this because I myself am in the telecommunications field, and we have to know this. Now there are quantum protocols, quantum QKD protocols, which are more complicated, but this one is a very nice algorithm to understand a little bit of encryption. By the way, Telegram is using this algorithm as well, and so on. So we will start from XML and JSON. And firstly, question to you guys: have you ever heard anything about XML and JSON? What do you know about them? So what are these? These are data structures, yes, special data structures which are widely used nowadays. And I want to show you some examples. You have also a task to fulfill here. I will explain later. This task is just a tutorial how to implement, how to create XML file yourself. If you want to generate an XML file, you have to start the server, for example, on your local machine, and then you can generate the XML file. It will be like a simple practical tasks, but I will have specially put there one little mistake, so that when you execute it, you need to find it and then it will run. So it is like a little bit of challenge, but it is a very small mistake, and you will understand. Let us start from JSON XML. So here I have one example. We can just download this example, and I will explain you a little bit with some kind of basic things, what kind of XML files we can use. Sorry, someone is writing me on the chat. I will answer. Can you allow me to join the class? Of course, yeah. Yeah. So this is done. And let us download this weather WEB. So it is a weather application. We have done it with students some time ago, and I use it as a good example for showing how we can use XMLs. So we can unzip it using extract all. 7-zip is better. And here you can see the project, so we can open it with Chrome. And you can see here a very simple thing is Riga. Maybe you can ask you what is that and so on. But let us look inside with the script, because it is interesting to see what is in there. And then you will understand that how this web page is created. So here we can try to edit with Notepad, and you can see the script is here. And basically what we do in this project, we are working with XMLs, and we are reading XMLs from the server. And here is the website, which I can copy the link, and I can show you how the XML looks like. So XMLs look like that. You can see that this is one of the examples. So basically it is an XML file which is available on the server. It is external server, it is a working server, and XML files allow you to transmit information. In this certain case, which you see in the screen, it is the application for current weather, and you can ask, for example, here you see I'm putting Riga, and that's why I see the weather in Riga. Now we are in Vilnius, so we can write here Vilnius, and you can see that the content of XML file has changed. You can see here is Vilnius district, probably, I don't know the word, and this is Lithuania, and here you can see latitude and longitude for the center of Vilnius, and what is Europe. So here you basically have the local time. I don't know what is that actually, local time epoch, I don't know what is this, but local time is here, so it's 10:59. And you can see all the information like temporal C, temporary F, and so on. And here we can have a wind, etc. So basically this is the XML file, and this XML file is located on the server. And what we do basically is that why we need XML files. They are very useful in case of when we want to transmit some information from one computer to another in the text form. And the XML file, it is a special kind of markup language which is free to make, because you know HTML file, it is like hypertext markup language, but this one is
Can I go for a call?
yes, sure. And the XML is a special kind of a markup language where you can yourself create the tags, because you can see here it looks very similar to HTML. Here is root, a location, and the location is closed here and inside. So here basically we create a kind of a structured data which is having certain kind of names here, and those names you can get, like this is like the name of the variable, this is the value of the variable, and you can see the values are inside the tag, and like description is in the tag. And in this case it is very useful to have it. For example, internet shops have XML files, such things like APIs have XML files. E-signature, you know, in Lithuania we have e-signature. It is also XML is inside, because in XML contains the certificate issued to you, which is encrypted inside. It contains the timestamp, it encapsulated timestamp, and all the different things inside the edoc file. If you have an edoc file, you can also see it. I can show you how to open the edoc file if we have some time, so it's very interesting to see. And the XML were before JSON, so I have written in my lecture, so we have speaking about XML and JSON. It is actually the same, but JSON is more functionable. It is like a more modern file, and now in some certain fields actually we prefer using JSON not the XML. But XML still exists, and I have personally worked in different projects where XML is one of the important files, and you can transfer data using XML, and you cannot just go to JSON anymore, and you can use XML, and because they have different structure. And what you have to understand, that this file is very ugly to see. So if you send this file, no one wants to read it because it's like unreadable, and you don't understand what is. There are different formats of data. For example, here the picture is being sent, but here the picture is being sent in the format like it is the continuation of this weather API.com, and you can see also the logotype. And if you change the weather, this logotype will be different, because now it is like that, for example, but if you want to change it, it will be like rainy, shiny, cloudy, and suddenly sun or no sun or raindrops, etc. And so on. And as you see, when I switch to the project, at the moment I have just Riga. And if I do something here, for example, instead of Riga here, I will write Vilnius. Then I can refresh, and I will have Vilnius. So you see, basically what this software does, it is reading the XML file, and it shows you the content of XML file, but it shows you the content in a special selective way, because we can see the code, what is inside there. This is the JavaScript code. I don't know if you are acquainted with the JavaScript, but we can see the whole page here, because it's very simple. I will explain you everything and you will understand. It's like here we have 3 files. Basically we have this one. I will delete. Okay, let it be there. So I guess this is something that we did before with you. And here we have index.html file. It's HTML web page. It's very simple, as you see. It's like an HTML. It's head, so we can see the weather. Here you can see the weather written here in the tag, and we attach the CSS style sheet, and that is all for the head. And what is in the body? We have a header, we have a section, and we have attached the script. So basically, it's the primitive HTML file to execute the script. And for style CSS, we have it empty. So I just added in order this to be because I like the CSS files. So actually everything is done in this JavaScript file, and when you open HTML, it is being executed. What we have here, we have to understand here a little bit like what is a DOM object, if you know what is DOM object, so it's like document object model, and we are working with the HTML markup language, but dynamically change it in the JavaScript. So you can see here is written header, this is the object, which we call a header, but we are referring to the document, so we are referring to the document where JavaScript is being called. And we choose the operator query selector in order to select the tag we want to modify. And here we see the tag is header. So if we refer to HTML file, you can see the tag header is here, and it's written that now if you are using header object in JavaScript, it refers to the tag which you saw in HTML. And the same we did with the section. So
you can use also classes and IDs.
Yes, you can get element by ID. You can use many different things. JavaScript is a very nice language, and you can see a lot of these things there. And what we have here as well, we have the request URL. So here, this is a very special thing. If you work with XML files, you can have a local server and you can create your own XML files. You will do it in the practical task. But generally, for example, if you speak about how booking system work, you know, Booking.com, Skyscanner.net, different kind of all different APIs. Even if you take your iPhone and you have the weather application there, it works totally the same like we did here. Only it uses maybe different service, because here I'm using this service which is open for that, and this service is we can later study what kind of service is there. There are so you basically, if you visit this web page, it offers you to get the data from the server, and you can see how the data looks like. And now this is exactly my page, because I have registered here myself. And why I need to register? Because I need to get the key. If you don't have the key, you cannot get the XML file offered from the server. And I am using the free subscription, so this is just to show the students. So I have only the current weather at the moment. I don't have the forecast, but if you want to have forecast for a week or so, then you can have additional subscription fee. And so basically here I'm just getting an XML which is generated. You see it's current XML. It is being generated on the server, and stating using the get method, you can state the key value which is given to you, and you can query for what is the city you would like to have. And here you can see if you have quality of air quality indicator. I just put yes, so I can get the air quality indicator. And everything that I get is, as I said before, it is get here. So you receive the following documents. So these are all the data that you have. But when you see on your page, you have only Vilnius displayed. So let us see how it is done. And you can see that now it is not enough to have only the link, but you need to have a request to the server. And if you have a request to the server, then you have to use special kind of language. Well, in Java it is a little bit similar, but I have chosen to have it in JavaScript, maybe. So because JavaScript is easier to get, so you just create a request and make an empty request, which is XML HTTP request. So you just create this method, this function, in order to contact to the server. And if you have this request, then you can get some additional things for the request. So you need to open the request first. And here, when you open the request, you need to mention what kind of method you are using. and here it is like get or post methods. So if you don't know what is a get or post method, these are different kind of algorithms or types how you connect to the server. And we are using here get method especially because we are typing something in the web page. So if you type something in the web page, you're using get methods because you just have a look. I can show you some examples. If you go, for example, to pigu.lt, it is the internet shop, and in Lithuania, and we have the same in Latvia also, but I'm trying to use. And you want to buy, for example, the bicycle. So if you want to take this electrical bicycle, here you are just referring to that, and you can see your how to say your address changes here. And here you have in the final you have what you have here: Elektrinis dviratis, city way, Milo, etc. This is the model, and here you have question mark, and then you have ID is equal to that. So what you're doing basically, if you're watching this page, you are making this ID and you are just displaying that one. If you change the ID, if you try it, I don't know if it works because sometimes there is a security which you can change different ID, and if you say you have something else. You see? So it depends on what ID you choose. And what you choose, it's like if you want to put something in your shopping cart, then you have to choose this ID. You need to press a button, then it reads the ID on your computer and then sends to the server, and the server knows that this ID has to be put in the shopping cart. So, and you are transferring information, what you see in your computer, you send to the server where the server of the internet shop is. And that's why you need to have different methods how you send. And you send it using get method. You are using get because you are using the address line, the address bar. This is the get method. If you're using post method, nothing will be displayed here. You will use an SSH channel, and it will be totally different. So this is what I want to show you, and that's why here you can see we are also using the get method. So here I am just asking for the weather in Vilnius, but I can write, for example, the weather in Tashkent, and I have the weather in Tashkent. Yeah. If I ask here, for example, the weather in Baku, then it will be in Baku. So it's you can choose any kind of city. Yes, if you want to. If there is no city, let us try to enter something like that. What will happen? No matching location found. So there is also a mechanism how you can do that. And this is sorry. And so here, and we can write, for example, Kaunas, and so we can get the information. But now we have to read. So the next thing, when you connect to the server, you make the request, you connect to the server, you have this page, and here you can see you can change the location here, and it will be displaying, because actually here we have the weather app, and here is Vilnius. If I change here, for example, to I don't know, Budapest, then I will save it here. Then now you will see Budapest. You see? So it's just the request. And here we don't have any kind of get methods inside here because we are actually communicating with a script. And you can later, if you know HTML language, you can create, for example, a field where you can write type the city. You type the city, you insert the city here, because you basically can create here, instead of Budapest, you can create here using JavaScript the following thing. Like if you say the dollar sign and this marks, you can write, for example, my city, and then we can write here my city is equal to Vilnius. Yes, like this. Vilnius. Okay, so and semicolon. So I have created a variable which I can change, and now if I refresh, maybe I have.
You have to change the quotes to backticks
What?
on the string.
Yeah. Sorry. this is like I need to change this to them. Yeah, I forgot. So you need to thank you for this. And now it will be possible. You see, you have Vilnius, and it's more convenient because here you can type Riga and then you can just refresh and it's there. So, but you can create a mechanism how you can change this variable now. You can make a field. You will learn it later in the internet system, and you will be able to see the result. But I want to see all of them because I see only Riga, I say, but I hear so many different interesting things, but I don't see them. I don't see them how I can do that because here I have only Riga, so I need to know how to make. And what is important to understand that when you read this XML file, you just parse it, and you have the object which is request, and you are opening that request. You are making the response type. You just clarify that you receive a document. You override the MIME type just to make it sure that it is the text on XML. Because if you're working with XML, and then you have to deal with different things there. You see here I have already done something. So here I have request on load. So it means that if you have a request, it's open, then you can load it. And if you have loaded it, everything is fine. So here you can have ready state. Now you have to change the request done. So if the ready state is done, so you have just to check. And here request status is 200. This is important thing because when you speak with the server, you can get, for example, a status like 200. You can say status 400. If you get a 400, for example, and the page doesn't exist, the code is 404. And this is what is the status you receive. And sometimes you just want to access the page and you receive 404 because this page doesn't exist, so the server just receives the status 404. When you just type the address, it makes a request, it sends to the server, now finds it now we're in the internet and the request is being sent like 4. If you receive 200, it means that the page is okay. Yeah. And then if you can receive it's okay, then you can do. If you have something like 500 or 100 or something, then you have some problems. And then you have to deal with those problems. You need to give some kind of information that display to the user that he has some mistake or something like that. So this is why I'm using here this if. But what is the next? You see here I'm using console log, and let us see what is there because I haven't seen the console log. I can open the console log using inspect button. You know this yeah, for developer tools, and you can get the console. So what I actually get this one, and if I open it, I see the whole HTML here, and you can see that this is basically a request response, and this is request response XML. So how they differ, you can see totally the same. The same structure. It is like you have it in the memory, and you're just making the console log. You know what is console log. So you're displaying it for debug tool, but you don't see it on the web page. Of course, when you do something in production, you need to cancel all the console logs, otherwise they take a lot of memory, especially if you have some recursion or cycles. If you put some there, your browser will go down. But here you can see that if you want to say request.response, it is enough to receive all the file in the object. And you see I am creating my weather. This is the object. This is a special data structure, which is not like one variable, it's not one sign, it is a special data structure which is keeping all the XML file. Do you understand? And you keep it there in the request response. And then what is important now, you do some exercise. You just populate the header. And what is the header? So you can see that here you have the header, and the header is actually here. If you see the code of that element, you can see we have the head, we have the body, and we have the header, and here we have Riga. So we have something there, but this H1 Riga H1 is not actually in our code because we don't have it in our code. How does it appear there? It is generated by the script. And it is generated by the script, and the script is what you can see, the script is here. And you see here what is done. So it means that when you load the script, so you call this function, and this function is here. So you have to see what is calling for this function, and you see here you just populate header, you put there my weather, but here you have function populate header and you have XML object. Do you understand what is that? So here you just call it, you just put here the real response which you want, but here is the abstract function. Abstract function means that it works with any kind of object, and if you put here some other response, it will display some other things. But here you have to understand that instead of this XML object, now you have real-time my weather, and that's why here is just an abstract variable, but this is the real variable which you put inside there. And if you just study this function, for this certain case, you are using my weather, and instead of XML object, you have my weather here. So what? Sorry, I got it was too warm during the holidays, and I just went out without a jacket, and I got a sore throat. So I don't have a temperature. I don't know, but it's still just when I speak, my voice is a little bit low, and I'm having a cough. So here, if you have my header, you see I'm creating a new object, my header, and you have a document create element h1. So I just create an element h1 in HTML. This is what I'm generating. I'm just generating this h1, which you saw here in this thing. And later on, I have my h1 text content, so I just fill it with some text. And what I do, this is the important line, which when you work with XML object, this is important that you have XML object, and you need to like parse it or just take the right part, because what you have like a stream. Remember, we had streams with you in Java, so it's like you have a lot of information, and you need to filter something from there. And in Java, you can use streams, by the way, in order to read XML, and you can use streams, and you can display what you want. But here, you can, in JavaScript, you can use some kind of this parsing things. So you have a lot of information this way, and what you do, you just get. You see here, I have name, and I have name, and that's why here I am putting get elements by tag name. Yeah. And that's why I'm here. But here it means 0, because sometimes you can have a lot of names. And you can have, here I have only one name, and I'm taking the first name here. So, because you can have many names. You can have name. In XML, you can, these tags are not defined anywhere. You can make them yourself. It is like, this is why XML is good, because you can create like a structured file, and you can create like any kind of text. You will later use this task which I gave you to do yourself. You will see how you can create different names. And now you see, here you have name 0, then you have child node 0 and node value, so you don't have any kind of child nodes, and here you have node value. So node value, it is that. This is the node value. This is, you just take the node value from that. If you take the country here, so instead of name, you just write country. Oh, sorry, it's like that. So if you refresh the weather, nothing is displayed. Latvia, you see. So it takes Latvian thing. Yeah, and so on. So, and this is how it is done. And you can read the XML file step by step, and you can get each of the values. So you need to understand how you get it. And here you have like a header append child, what is being there. So here you have the header, as I told in the beginning of the class. This is the region. The region in HTML file where we just want to insert. You see here I have section. I can insert it into section, not a problem. So if I want, I have a section here. If I want to just make it not header but section, and then it will be like a different style. It will be inserted in the section. Yeah, so sorry, I have to send, and then it will be, you see, it's the design is changed, because you can have it in a different position. So this is all. And here you have a header, and this is how, if you want to have one more how to say file, you can have here, for example, name. And now you want to have one more, so we can check. I can do it here as well. So I can make I can make another header, for example, or I can again use the same probably, so to save the space, and then I can write, or maybe it's better to do different, because it will be one and you will not populate it, and you can just make it like this, add it here, so it will be my header 2, and here I will write country. Yeah, so like that, country, and then I want to append it. I will append it also there, like that. So let me save. What will I see? You have Riga and Latvia, yeah? And this is the way how you can take any kind of things from that. Yeah, so you can write, for example, the weather in Riga, the temperature in Riga now is, and then you put. So it's the matter of design already. Yeah, understandable.
Yeah.
Okay. So as we don't have a lot of time, my task was only to show you that what is XML and JSON. So this is, and later on, here you have a little task. Of course, how can we survive without tasks? And here you have a little task for JSON. Here you have a task to implement with XML. So if you open the task, here you have a test.txt. Don't be afraid, it's not a test. It's just it's just so-called. And here you have the file. So it is instruction. What you have to do. So this is instruction. What you need to do to show the request. We have to figure out how we can make, let's say, so XML ourselves. So I can show you how to do it later on. When you come home, you will repeat it, and you will record me a video. I will see what you understood. Yeah. What you need to do 7 steps in order to start, because in order to experiment with local. Have you worked with local servers before?
Yeah.
But not all of you, yes? Some of you maybe haven't done.
What's going on?
Local servers started. Yeah, so some of you haven't. So I want to explain it. So for you it will be understandable. But what we need to do, we need to have like, we can use Node.js because it is very simple to do it with the server. You can use another one, but let us try to see if we have some kind of Node.js here. So I explained you a little bit with Node.js, if I remember. So in home computers you can easily install Node.js, but here in this computer it is not easy to install because we have limitations. But for us it's not a problem, because I already explained you in the operation in the other course what is the path variable, how we can install. So we can use it practically now. We need to download Node.js. So remember, we need to download not the executable file, but we need to download the standalone binary file, and we need to place it to our directory. I will place it to dev, because otherwise it will be deleted after the restart. And here, where is my node? Here is my node. Let me open the Node.js. So let me open archive. So it is like that. I can extract it, and I need to yeah, here it is extracted, I think. Okay, this is my Node.js, and here I have to remember this path. Remember that, and here we can create a new document. So this is like our test, and let us create text document. So it will be start CV, and you can use but as well, it's up to you. So here we can create. Remember this? We did it with you echo off. We did it with you using the next lecture, yeah. And here set path equal. Here we have path path, and here we have basically path to node and like that, yeah. And then okay, so what we have here, and let us try to open it now. So if we start it, it starts, but we need to keep it because we don't have. Oh yeah, please.
Hi there.
Yeah, hi
Good
there.
morning.
Yeah, morning. Please come in.
Sir, actually, we are trying to make a video.
Here we start, and we need to run the command line. Yeah? So just cmd, remember, and here we have it. So here we can use start cmd. So here we just have created. Let us try to write node minus version. Yeah. So we have node. Everything is fine. Yeah? And if we have a node, then we can go further. So we can go for.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Have a good day.
Good one.
Yeah, so here we have to go forward to see this. Where is my? So you need to follow. So you have generated the directory. Now you have to run npm init. So what you do, you need to create a kind of special. Here is like steps, but here you have first one you need. Now you need to make node pro. So you need to create this one. So let us create this. This is the command. So you just take the command, and where is your command line? Yeah, there are so many different windows open.
Make the start like CMD thing again.
How you start the CMD? It's easy. You just need to be in your folder where you want to start it. Yeah, and you just need to write in the address bar CMD, and then you start it, and then you can execute this. You can execute this. Yeah, so here let me close a lot of windows because otherwise there are so many windows open. Here is notepad, here is that. Okay, we will deal with this. So we have to create this node pro. So let us go to here. We will just create node pro directory, and you can see now you can have a node pro directory here. And then you have to go to cd. So it's just you can just copy and paste the commands. And what you do afterwards, you need to run npm init in order to initialize the node project. So just run it, and honest on guys. Okay, yeah. So we don't need to write run. So like npm init, like that, and then it initializes. You can see here it will ask you for different things, but you have to. You see it here is the directory is now empty, but when you initialize that, what you do, it will create a JSON file. That's why we will learn what a JSON is. And here, what you need to do, you can see when some questions appear in your terminal, make sure to enter the project details. You need to enter the project details. These details will be added to your special file, and then we can have to add the XML Express modules, and then we will be ready to install, because without XML Express module we will not be able to generate. And you can see here you need to write like package JSON. You can see here like this is the JSON file shall look somehow like this. So what you need to do, you need to in npm init you have here you have the project detail. So here you have package name, and you can get it from this. Here is all the information. You just copy that. You can node pro. It will be your package name. So just copy it here, enter it here. Version, it's 100. It provides you 100. So enter. Description, nothing. So just enter. entry point index HTML, you have to make users.js. So just you can write users.js. So test command, nothing, so just forget it. Git repository, you don't have, forget it. Keywords, you don't have it here, just forget it. Author is here, no, just forget it. License also. Is that okay? Yeah. And you have generated, yeah? You have generated the JSON file, and here you can see the package JSON is here. This one is necessary in order to start the Node project. You can open it, you can see what is there. If you have some kind of, you see, you can compare what you have here. If you don't like it, so you have to check whether you have like this. You see here, they have dependencies. We don't have dependencies. Okay, leave it like that. Here you have scripts, and you can see this is the start, Node.js user. So let us now copy that script, and this one we don't need. So because here it will be no error specified and exit, we don't need this stupid script. It's not important. So we can use our script. Yeah. So that is like that, and then make sure that everything is fine. In JSON, it's very important to keep the structure. If you lose one file, the JSON will be broken and you will never launch. Yeah, so this is important. And when you work with JSON files, these are also, as you see, very similar to XML, because this JSON file is also having name and the value. So this is the attribute name, and this is the value of the attribute. And the same as in XML. If you have here weather API, you have name of the attribute and the value of the attribute. And the same is in a JSON file, but only way the structure is different. And JSON is more interesting. It's used a lot of in big data processing. In MongoDB, it's used in Node.js. It is JavaScript object notation. So it's like if you want to see what JSON is. And so what you have there as well, you can double check again. License, you don't have any, so you can remove it from here, but leave it like this. Description, you have it. Okay, so save it like that. It's okay, not a problem. And then what we have now? Now we have the following. So here you have to create the new commands, and you have to read this task again, what you need to do. So you see, we have done this one, but now we have to add express modules. And we have to install express modules, so we need to run this command. It will install our express module, yeah? And then we have to write here npm install express. It will start installation. Node.js is very interesting. It knows where to go, what to download, and now you can see 14 packages are looking for funding, and you can fund them if you want, but 67 packages have been installed. And if you see what is your content of the folder, you have package JSON, but now you already have Node modules, and you have a lot of modules which were downloaded from the internet, and now you have them there. Yeah, but this package JSON is all the time communicating with your project, and you have it, and you can see the basic results from that. So afterwards, what you need to do? So you need to set up a no daemon server. This is also a good stuff in order to create a no daemon server, so that you can easily start the server. So while developing app, we go through multiple hit and trials to see every change we made, etc. So here I just wrote some commands in order to you to understand, but you need to find the right command. So this is the command for installing the no daemon server. So you just need to install this one, just copy that and insert it into the command line. Now you have to install the no daemon server. It is installed. You see, we have added 27 packages, so it means that in this folder, in these modules, you will have even more. But you having, without those packages, you will not be able to start the daemon server, no daemon server. Okay, so let us go further. And here you see now we can have we have to receive an XML response. Now we have to create a users JS file in our project, in the root directory of our project, and then we can basically here we have start node.js, and then we will be able to make this to this code in order to start the app. So here we have it. We now need to have a project. Then we have to go here, Node Pro. This is our Node Pro, yeah. And here we will create users.js. So here we have users.js. The other one we delete, and of course we change the extension, and now we can share it in the Notepad. I have to open the Notepad++. Yes, I want to reload. So you see, these appears a little bit more different because we have no daemon already. We have Express, we have XML. So when you add something, the package JSON changes, and you know what you can use. So this is important. And for example, in Java, when you work, if you use Maven in big projects, let's say, in big projects, you don't make one file, because when you make one file, it's just a simple study project. When you work in big projects, you have many files, and there should be a kind of a special tool in order to collect all these technologies and to understand what kind of technologies you have, because you can use, for example, node of one version, you can use node of another version, you can use different libraries necessary of different versions, and you need to have in one file a list of all the things that you use and all the versions that you use. For example, if you use a Java project, big one, you have usually they run on the Spring, and then you have to somehow put them together. Then you can use a kind of builders, and these builders are like, for example, Maven, Gradle, Ant. These are the most popular ones. I, in my life, worked with Gradle and with Maven. But if you work with Gradle, it's when you create web applications, you work with Gradle mostly. But two last projects which I worked was they were with Maven. So, and then you have using POM XML. This is a special file. Yeah, in jargon you can use POM or something like, you just change the POM. And in the POM you have a XML file where you have all the libraries, all the technologies that you use, they are written there. But in Node projects you use package JSON, and you can have you're making like something like that. You see, you have different kind of dependencies. You see, we have done XML Express module to start the server, and we have like div dependencies. These are for developer ones, no daemon dependency, and you can see the version. If you want to go to the next version, you need to change the version. And then these are already the architecture problems. So you see, and some kind of the person who is responsible for the project, he can change the versions, etc. If you want to go to another version of the software, etc., you need to be able to work with those files. Okay, and they are just kept in the XML, HTML. You see, XMLs and JSONs, they have a lot of different usage. And that's why this is not only the data structure, but it's also having a lot of data. So we have done this users HTML. So then afterwards, if you have done, you have to make it. You have to fill it with some things, and here you can make it here. Okay, now if you have to put it there. So users HTML, I have to open the users HTML in the Notepad++. So I just open it here, just insert the strings, and I will just make a little bit of correction, but you don't see that, and because you need to find this error. And now we have done it. So this is our file, which is the user correction, and you can see what we have there. We have the Express. We just see that we require Express module for Node.js. We just create Express. We have the require XML module we need also to work with XML. Then we have app-get, so we can get the function. So we go for this one, and here you can see that I am creating an XML version. So here I am generating XML file. So what I do, I just create the first version. It is the first. XML shall contain that. If it, you shall have this containment. If you can see the weather application here with this XML, you don't see it here, but if you go to this one, to the console, I think it should be there. Maybe it doesn't display it, but it's still also there, so it should be there as well. And then it means that here you generate the file. Here you create that it is like the content type application XML. Now resource status you just make 200, and then now you just start the server on the port 400, and then it will, and you just put the resource on the server, and then so this is what you have, and this one is generated on the server. Let us try to see how it works. So here we have done it, we have started. So what we need to do, we need to start the node up. And if you want to start the node up, you just need this command. Just let us do this command. And we have to save it, of course, here. And now just no daemon users.js. So here we don't have it. Let us see. Maybe I have lost something. No, npm install we have this, so we have to JSON we have to open this one, and here we have start node up. So here we're ready to start npm. Yeah, we have to type this one, and then we will have the following. So here, let us see. So no daemon users.js, and it doesn't understand it. Yeah, is not recognized. No. Interesting. We are ready to have the server, and then see, go to command line and types. So here we just did it, but let us see if we have did. So we have users.js. It's not, no, it's, you see here we don't have it, yes, but here npm, maybe we can write npm non-daemon unknown command. Yeah, so we need to have this no daemon only, but it is not installed. Let me try to install it again. It is, so it is there, and no daemon doesn't recognize it. Yeah, so wait. No, wait a little bit. I will try to check if I have so here, go to your command line 2 and command execute this. We are ready to start the app. Yeah, but user, no, it actually doesn't want to have this no daemon.
In the docs it says with the local installation nodemon will not be available in your system path, or you can't use it directly from the command line. It said the local installation of nodemon can be run by calling it from within an npm script such as npm start.
npm
So
start,
yeah,
yeah.
I think you should like change the
npm start.
package.json.
Okay, maybe, yeah, now it is okay. Yes, it is okay. Yes, so now we have to allow, but okay, so it will not allow us, but we will anyway. We will start it. So here, the server started. You see, but let us see now. We can have if the server started, we can open localhost, and it will not display you anything because you need to write 4,000, and you can see we cannot get this, but we have to get for some users, I think. And you can see we have generated users. Yeah. because here I have got users. I have specially put there I up get users, and that's why I'm just generating this in the folder. And you have there, and you now you see how you can generate XML files. You see how many different ones I have generated. So it is in the cycle, just to show you. But here are 100. Understand?
Yeah.
Guys, understandable, yeah?
Yeah.
A little bit, yeah? So, what I want you to do, this I showed you, you need to try to repeat it, yeah? You have the test, text it, just try to repeat it and make it work. I have done, I have put a lot of information there, and you see everything works, but here maybe I will also add this one, this screenshot, or maybe yeah, this one, this screenshot I will add in order to start npm start. You can use instead of no daemon users.js, because it somehow didn't work here. In my computer it worked, but here it didn't work. So thanks for you. So I will just print screen. And then we can upload it. So here we have where is my application, localhost. So here I can just do some kind of amendments to this settings, and here no, I have to add it here. So here some added information, and I will just upload it, yeah, so that you can see this for you. Understandable?
Yes.
And you can see now you have at least a bit of understanding what are XML, HTML files, but JSON or XML, and now you can see this weather API. I want to open this resource, and I want to show how I get this also. If I go to the resource weather API, it gives me an opportunity to register, and you can see it provides you a JSON and XML weather API for location. But I wanted to say this is about weather. For example, one of my colleagues, he now wants to make he made a small company in Latvia, and he tries to create kind of system which scans all the delivery companies. You know, Omniva, DPD, etc. They offer different kind of they offer different services, different opportunities to different prices, etc. And he wants to make like a kind of a sky scanner for the flights, but he wants to make a kind of a website which scans the best option, delivery option from one place to another. So he says, for example, I want to send a parcel from this address to that, and then it looks for the nearest Pacomat, and it offers you different services. For example, you can use DPD, you can use Omniva, you can use like that. And then what he does, he needs to understand how what companies offer, and then each company like this, like hotel, for example, flight companies, delivery companies, they have special API, application program interface, where they give the data, and these data are represented in two formats. One format is XML, another format is JSON. And then if you want to work in big projects, if you don't know XML or JSON, you will never find a good job, because you need to be able to read these JSONs and to get information to modify them, etc. Yeah? So without that, it's not possible. Even if when you speak about web applications or internal applications, nowadays we need to do this now. And here we can go for login. If I remember my login, it was so long time ago. I hope I remember. No. Let me check again. No. Maybe this one, or maybe I did, yeah. Fine, we got it. And you can see this is the when you, for example, Smart ID. You know, if you want to use Smart ID, you also get a kind of API, and you embed it into your project, but you need to pay for this. And in Latvia we have also e-Parks, so this is like e-signature, a special kind of service. I have it in my phone. This is for free, and I just want to create one project also, and I want to take from them this this tool, and then I can use it, for example, in my website. So this is, but here I want to display on my website the current weather. So I just have to register in this Open Weather API. You can see here are the plans. You can pay nothing, and then you can get only the basic things. Here you can have the key. You can see I have registered, I have got the key because I have got approved. And if you don't have the key, then you cannot use the service, because here you can see that I am using, where is the script? Here I'm using the key. This, I don't know if this one is 310. Let me see what is. It's a little bit different key because I have several keys there. But I want to see that here I need to see what I can do. API response field. And you can see what you have. You can see all these things. But I want to give you some examples because some of them are written in API Explorer. You can see here, you can choose what kind of API you want. If you want to have your API key, you have to use the protocol. You can have a protocol HTTP or HTTPS, and you can have the format. You can take JSON or XML. If I take XML, you will get one thing. You can see that you can have a current weather, you can have a forecast, you can have search autocomplete, etc. But these are for, you have to have current. And then you can see show result. If you have show response, this is the possibility how you can see, and this is the response which you have. The response body, this is forbidden, because you don't have the key. You have to have a key. So let me copy the key from this part. I just copy that. I will enter it here. You see, this is the key, and now here I want to have Riga, for instance, yeah. And I just want to have this here as well. I can show the response. Now you have the key, and you have everything there, and you can have XML version. So this is the XML file. If you want to see that, you can copy the file, and you can make a new one, and you will see this not in the good stuff, yeah, because it's like, but if you don't want XML, you can generate the same in JSON. And if you want a JSON, but if you don't want to see that stuff, you can copy the generated here. From here, I got this web page, which I inserted in my. Here I inserted this web page. I got it from there. So if you take this one, you will see the XML file from Ring. Yeah? But now I want to have a JSON. So what I do, I go to my interactive things. I just change the format for JSON, and I just generate the response with JSON. Here is the response with JSON. You can see how the JSON looks like. And if you open the JSON file, you can open it in the Internet Explorer. It is looking like that. Yeah? Remember, XML was like a table, but JSON looks like that. It is not a good structured. It's better. It is better shown here. Actually, JSON can be looking like that. It's nicer. And
you can click on return to the other page.
You want here, yeah?
Yeah, pretty print.
Pretty print. Yes. And you can see JSON has these brackets and so on. And in JavaScript, it's very popular, and it's very popular now. And you have to parse it. You need to take the thing there, and we don't have a lot of time left, but we can try to figure out how we can create with JSON, because we have it here with with HTML, with XML, we had it, but now we can create a JSON file. And then if we use a JSON file, we need to parse it somehow, and then we have to we can try to see how we can read the JSON file. Do you understand? Yeah. Let's just try to do that. So here we have this file. So let's just try to copy that because it will be a JSON. Yeah, it will not be now XML. So if we go here, weather API. This is our place. This is like a request URL. It was for XML because you can see. But now let us try to create one more variable, and we can write R URL. It will be our request URL, and it will be for JSON. So I will use also those question marks, and I will insert it here. What is different? The only thing is current XML. Current JSON, maybe something else is different, but we have generated it like this. So now what we need to do, we need to do the same, but we have it HTML request. It can read also JSONs, and you can have you see here you have the request, and here you have request open, get request URL. But we can also create, I can create one more object, request JSON, and it will be also making the same, yeah? The only thing I will just make request J, I will open, but here I will use not this, but R URL. Do you understand? Then if I want to make this one, I need to make the same for request J. Response type will be document, or no, it will be JSON. Here you just write JSON. Then request override mem type. You can forget it. You can don't put anything there. Doesn't matter. And so now what we need to do, we need to have request J on load. What happens? Yeah, and let us do the same. We can do like this. And now what we can have, we can create. I will not change it. You can also try to change it, but I will not use these things. I will just want to show you how you can read it. So what you can do, let us create some kind of variable where we read all this, yes? And when we read it, so we have to make some kind of variable. So my JSON, for example, is equal. What we will do, we have to take request J response, right? Because we need to take a response. And now let us try to console log request J response. Let us see what is happening there, okay? Request J response. Let us try to see whether what will be there. And we can also create request J send. Now let us save it. Let us go to our weather. Do we have it somewhere? No, we don't have anything. We have this one, so we can comment this in order to, maybe we can actually comment. We cannot do like that, yeah, so here I will copy this, I will make a backup like that, save a copy as, backup, and now I will just delete the HTML. I don't need it, yes, because here I have and this one and this one and this one. So I don't need anything there. So here, what is that on abo? This is interesting. So here I have this. Maybe I will leave it also here for now. But I think we did one thing here is on abort. It should be on load. Yeah, and here it I don't know why it's like created on load. Let's just try to send it one more time. Yeah, you see you have JSON. Yeah?
Yeah.
We have done it there, but now we have to parse the following. So if we want to have it, then we have to get some information. So first of all, we can create the similar function, populate header or populate JSON, something like that. And we still have 7 minutes, so we can try to figure out how to do that. So here we can call the function show JSON. And what we have to here, my JSON, yes, it goes here, yes. Then we will do the following. And then we have to create the function show JSON. Then here you have mj. And here we can create different things. Yes, so we can create also my header. So again, yes, and we can calculate. Here we have what is there? My h1, my h3 we will make. Yeah, h3 is equal. Here we have document create element. And we will make it also h1. No, this is heading 1, so to make it bold and nice looking, yeah. And now we need to create again my h1, my h3 text content, yeah, text content is equal. And now the most interesting thing, because we need to figure out what is there. And
JSON.location.
hmm?
You said my JSON.location.
Yes. So here you want to say my JSON.location, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. So my JSON.location. So this you want to say, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Let us try. And we need to
change dot type. Line 3. It's document. Line 47.
line 47 document. Yes. So here document, and also we need to append. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Because we need. Okay, let us try to append. Let us see whether we have something like that. Location, what was there? Maybe we can. Okay, let us take location. It will be one more time, Riga. Yeah.
Location.name.
Location.name. Yes. Let us try to see. Now you see there is some error. So what do you want to say here? Location.
Dot name.
Dot name. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like this.
Yes, but it says like my JSON is not defined.
It's not defined. Uh, Here we had defined, yeah, because it is not defined because we have to write my mj here.
Yeah,
This
yeah,
one,
MJ.
yeah, you need to write mj because I have this one as the JSON object. Okay, so now there is a problem. Maybe
Oh, L is capital.
here, yeah.
Yes.
Okay, let's see, but yeah, now it's okay. You see, so this is how you work, but guys, my task was not to teach you how to work with this. I just show you what is the JSON, yeah, and you can just read Google. So this is important. Have you understood what the JSON is?
Yeah.
Yeah, everything is understandable. So then we can. Artem is okay?
No.
No. Okay. So you don't understand anything like JSON. What is JSON?
Yeah.
It is a special data structure, and you can see here. This is how it looks like. You see that?
Yeah, I've seen JSON before, and I kind of seen its application.
Yeah, but what is not understandable?
Everything we did with it.
Ah,
Yeah.
but at least the idea of
Yeah,
what
the
we did
idea of
is
JSON,
understood.
I
Yeah?
understand.
I will upload this example as well.
I've seen it in like used in a video game
Of course.
for creating prototypes of like game objects.
Yes,
So
yes,
like
yes, yes,
an
yes.
item in game, and it has properties, and it's
You can do
in
this as
JSON.
well. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can create like attributes of your player, and you can put them in a JSON and keep
As
them
well.
somewhere. And you can create some kind of thing where you save it. So and you can send it because what is important when you have a server game, how you play. I play, for example, you play Quake, game, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
We play Quake, all of you, all we play Quake. So if you want to make a multiplayer game, what we need? We need a server.
Yeah.
We create a server, then each machine connects. Yeah, let's just imagine we are connecting to the server. Now I am playing my player, and I have to see all of you. How do I do it?
You request from the server file that it's
Yeah,
yeah.
I am having my file. I am walking in the labyrinth. I have coordinates. I have my color. I have my figure which I showed for avatar, etc. All these things have to be on the server. Then you all will take it from the server and you will download it to your machines. So what happens? You are sending from your computer some kind of information pack to the server, and the server distributes it to other machines. And all of you do the same. When I walk around the labyrinth, I see you there with shotgun, I see you with rocket gun, etc. I see you with railgun, etc. All of you are different. And I see them, I understand that your weapon is railgun because in the format, in your file which you send to server, it's written weapon, railgun.
Right.
Yeah. Etc. You are making a rocket jump, I see that currently you are making a rocket jump, your coordinates are changing, and all the time this is being sent to the server, and this is being distributed among the computers to other computers, and then we can see each other. But in order to send the information, we need to see in what format we do it. And we can send it in XML, we can send it in JSON, we can send it differently, but JSON is very convenient. Understand? Yeah, so this is important. And now it looks like that. I don't have a lot of time to speak about this. There could be special. I can read you a special course on JSON. We can create some different applications to try, but it's not our task. Yeah, my task is to show you the majority of data structures and different algorithms. But this was like especially for data structures. Okay. Now we finish. I will upload. I'm saving this